Mr. President, as you said, you have in front of you an executive order that deals with a number of issues relating to election integrity. As you've consistently identified, two of the biggest problems we have with election integrity in this country are, one, inaccurate voter rolls that allow ineligible people to vote in various federal and state elections all over the country. And secondarily, you've consistently identified that vote by mail in this country has become rife with fraud. People returning ballots who aren't eligible to return ballots, ballots being sent to people who aren't confirmed to be eligible voters. So what this executive order is going to do is, one, we're going to take federal data. We're going to ensure that each state's election officials are provided with a comprehensive view of who the eligible voters in their jurisdiction actually are, allowing them to properly verify that everybody voting in their elections is legally able to vote. And then it orders the Postmaster General and the U.S. Postal Service to take bold new measures to verify that ballots both being sent to people are being sent to people who are eligible to vote, and then the ballots being returned are being properly returned by eligible voters only. And we believe that combined, the measures in this executive order will help secure elections in the future and ensure that the many abuses of our election system in the past aren't repeated in future elections.
Right.
Now, the era of legendary election cheating might finally be coming to an end. It might be coming to an end. You know, President Donald Trump just signed a massive executive order targeting mail-in voting. And it's a total game changer for election integrity. Well, if you ever worried about who is actually counting those ballots, you need to see this because, you know, for how many years it has been a very controversial because anyone can vote. They just have to sign those perjury. You're right, you know that. Before you cast your vote, you have to sign this perjury, and you're not required to show your ID or if you even a citizen in this country, you know. But wait until you see the barcode. You know, the barcode secret that's going to make it impossible to fake a vote. Stick around. You know, we're going to break this down. You know, the one envelope per vote rule that has the critics scrambling. Let's listen to this.
Howard?
So the fundamentals of our democracy are built on voter integrity, right? We all need it. You've said it time and time again. It's a total agreement amongst everybody. So here's the idea. The states, right, run these elections. They will, if they want to use the U.S. mail, U.S. Postal Service, they're going to get a code, a barcode from the U.S. Postal Service, and they're going to put that on the envelope. And we will have one envelope per vote. None of this time where we have no idea, there's no observers to mail, there's no envelopes, there's no certainty. That's all going to go away, and what the president is doing today is he's going to make sure that mail-in ballots are safe, secure, and accurate, and will have a clear distinction. If you voted by mail, you will have it on the envelope. Obviously not on the ballot, but on the envelope. So we will know 1 million mail-in ballots, there'll be 1 million envelopes, and you'll be able to know exactly, correctly, that citizens voted.
And this came up with some great legal minds. They looked at the various documents and everything that was going on because the cheating on mail-in voting is legendary. It's horrible what's going on. And it's very clearly covered, very, very clearly. So I think this will help a lot with elections. We'd like to have voter ID. We'd like to have proof of citizenship, and that'll be another subject for another time. We're working on that. You would think it would be easy. It's a 98% issue for Republicans. It's 86%. The thing just came out, a poll. And it's 86% with Republicans and Democrats, not leaders, because the leaders of the Democrats cheat. And the only people that don't want to do voter ID are people that cheat. There's no other reason for it. Proof of citizenship, they want to be able to cheat. There's no reason. They have all sorts of reasons, excuses, but it's all nonsense. They want to cheat. But the Democrats themselves are very high. It's a very positive, very good thing. The Democrat voters, the Democrat leaders, guys like Schumer, who are corrupt, they want to use it for cheating because their policy is so bad with... Think of their policy, open borders for everybody, where people pour into our country from countries all over the world. Think of that. You look at, just take any issue, take anything, everything they have is so crazy. But the fact that they don't want to sign voter ID is another issue. It's a big issue. The fact that they don't have proof of citizenship, that they want transgender for everybody, that they want men in women's sports. So the only way, they assume, the only way they can win is to cheat. Yes. When you have men and women's sports, it's fine. It's wonderful. By the way, I worked very hard with the Olympic Committee and got that terminated for the Olympics. Very nice. Now, girls won't have to get beat up in the boxing ring like they did last time. If you saw those fights, too, people that transitioned beat the hell out of everyone.
I commend you for that. I commend you for that.
It was not a pretty sight to watch. So I worked very hard with the Olympic Committee, and we were able to get that out. So the Olympics will not have men and women's sports.
Nice, nice.
But these are the things that they vote on. And that's why we're having a problem with them. They don't want ICE because they don't want people to be taken out of our country that are murderers, that are drug dealers, and that are people from mental institutions, the criminally insane. These are not nice people. And it's amazing. I just, it's not even believable. If you go back 12, 13, 15, 20 years, that we even have to bring up a subject like there will be no trans mutilation. We don't want any transgender mutilization of our children. We don't want to have people pouring into our country from other countries all over the world, where prisons are opened up. All over the world, they're opened up, and they pour into our country. Murderers. 11,888 murderers. Think of that.
Oh,
we got
come on.
many of them out. And by the way, Washington, D.C. just set a new record for safety. I'm sure you know that. Because, Peter, when you walk down the street, you're not mugged lately. But it's a very safe city now. We took great pains to make it that way, but it actually happened pretty quickly. Within 3 months, it was good. Within 4 months, it was very good. Within 5 months, it was great. Now it's better than it ever was. And so Washington, D.C. is now considered a very, very safe city. We removed almost 4,000 people, just so you understand. You know, an interesting stat is that 2% of the people create more than 90% of the crime. And the good thing about that is when you get rid of 2%, it's not that many, you don't have a lot of crime. But Washington, D.C., we're very proud of. We're very proud of Memphis, Tennessee, and Louisiana. New Orleans is unbelievable. They had the safest, they just finished their Mardi Gras. They had the safest Mardi Gras in
Minnesota,
58 years.
Minnesota.
The governor just called me. Jeff Landry just called me. He said, it's the safest Mardi Gras in 58 years because of us.
How about Minnesota?
And really, Chicago should call and say we'd like help. New York should call. They've had a lot of problems that we want help. Los Angeles should call and probably will. I think they have to. Now, we're going to have to do something when it comes World Cup time, and we're going to have to force ourselves upon them, which we have the right to do because we don't want to have any crime. We don't want to have any problems for the Olympics and the World Cup, and even for 250. So with all of that, I'm very happy to be signing the voter integrity, and I think it's going to be really great. So if you don't mind, I will take some time, and I'll make the signature absolutely perfect, so it looks very good. So far, so good.
Trump really know how to throw people.
Okay, so that's a big deal.
That's a
Proud
big
of it.
deal.
And I think, I don't know how it can be challenged. You'll probably challenge it. You may find a rogue judge. You get a lot of rogue judges. Very bad people, very bad judges.
Bad people.
But that's the only way that can be changed. And hopefully we'll win on appeal if it is. But I don't see how anybody can challenge it. I don't see how they can challenge it. And remember, it's about voter integrity. We want to have honest voting in our country. Because if you don't have honest voting, you can't have really a nation, if you want to know the truth. Howard, I'll give that to you.
You know, this one envelope, one vote, one barcode is, I think it's amazing. You know, President Trump just revealed a technical secret that's going to make mail-in voting safe, secure, and most importantly, accurate. You know, here's how they are planning to stop the cheating once and for all. You know, the plan is simple but effective. States using the U.S. Postal Service will now get a unique barcode for every envelope. This means there is absolute certainty. No more missing observers. No more mysterious sack of ballots without envelopes. They are even pushing for voter ID and proof of citizenship, calling it's a 98% issue for people who actually want honest elections. You know, Trump warned that while the signature is perfect, rogue judges, you know, it's always the rogue judges, these woke judges, you know, most of them are Democrats, might try to challenge it. You know, but the message is clear. If you don't have honest voting, you don't have a nation. You know, rules. If we do not have rules, we'll be living with animals. Remember in the John Wick, right? Winston said that, you know. This policy is a massive step forward for the transparency we've all been asking for. You know, it's hard to see how anyone could be against voter integrity unless they have something to hide, like the Democrats. You know, the Democrats they don't want this because the only way for them to secure a win is when an illegal aliens whom they imported from other countries, like Somalia. You know, the only way for them to win is when the illegal aliens which they imported vote for them. right? That's the only way. No, no. What do you think? Is the barcode system enough to fix the system? Drop a yes in the comment if you support if you support this voter ID and secure election. If you don't want this, no, let me know your thoughts. And don't forget to like this video. Don't forget to subscribe. I'm out. Peace.